Hello, got another quick knife review here for you. Wanted to wait before I had all three of them before I did this review. These are the three main knives basically in the Mora lineup of knives. You have your classic, I think this is the classic 1. There's a classic 1 and a classic 2. The 2 has a little bit shorter blade, a little bit thicker handle. Both good ones, but I mean this is pretty much the same variation. You have the Mora MG, which I think stands for military green. This is pretty much your most standard knife right here in the Mora lineup. And then you have the Mora Bushcraft, which is more of the higher end model. This is one of the nicer ones that they make from the Mora lineup. Well, real quick, all these knives are carbon steel. Start with this one. This one you probably recognize if you watch Dual Survival. This is the knife Cody Lundin carries. That he hangs around his neck. The one he's been using for 20 years, and it's it's a versatile knife. All these knives are razor sharp from the factory. Razor sharp. They have a heck of an edge on them, and they're one of the higher quality, economically priced knives you're gonna find. These are more of a your survival style knife, wilderness, camping, hunting, something like that. But there's many uses for them. Obviously, they're a knife, so I use mine around the house all the time. Opening boxes. It is once you realize how sharp they are, they do come in pretty handy, and they hold an edge for a real long time because they are carbon steel. The metal is so much harder that it is. I mean, softer metals obviously lose their edge quicker. And harder metals, high carbon alloys and such. Even 440 stainless is pretty hard, and they take a little bit longer to put an edge on them, but the edge usually will last longer. This one I've never sharpened, and I have used this for the past year almost on a daily basis. Now this one, the classic here, these ones are very nice. They got a real comfortable grip. It's real narrow, which is real nice, and it's real lightweight. I mean, this knife weighs almost nothing, and it's very, very sturdy still. They have about a half to a 3/4 tang on each one of them, which is plenty. Full tang knives, unless you're gonna beat the heck out of it, you don't really need a full tang knife. So the classic is a real handy, comfortable knife. It's got a birch handle, birch wood. So it's where you get the lightweight, and it's got a real nice little sheath. It's a real kind of compact little knife to have. And this is about $17. So highly recommend this one for just about anything, outdoors, indoors, whatever you want to use it for. The MG is the next one up. This one's usually about $15. It's got a nice little sheath to it. You got a little bit bigger grip. Very, very comfortable grip. It's not a real squishy grip at all. It's just rubbery, so you do have some really good grip to it. Whether you have dry or wet hands, it's going to have a real nice grip to it. The blade on the MGs is a little bit thicker of a width, and it's a little bit thinner. Overall, the blade is actually just a little smaller than the classic, but this is a very good whittling knife. I use it mostly for opening boxes, to be honest with you, cutting through paper. I mean, this thing is just razor sharp. They were good for filleting fish, whatever, but small hands, big hands, it doesn't matter. It's a great knife, And one thing about these knives, if you have kids, these are probably the best knives you could give a kid for a first-time knife right here, other than like a Swiss Army knife, for a first real knife. This is about as good as it gets, because you're getting quality, you're getting sharpness. A buddy of mine buys these for his kids. They're Boy Scouts, and they use them, and they're great little knives. They're really durable, tough. So the MG, highly recommend it. last but not least, you have the bushcraft. This one's about 40 to 50 bucks. A little bit more expensive, much higher in quality. Thicker blade, bigger overall blade. It's got the carbon coating over it, which isn't the greatest. You can tell after some use it is going to wear off. You'll lose some of your black coating, but that's fine. Keep them oiled. It doesn't matter. Again, very sharp. This one's got about a 3/4 tang on it. Also, very nice grip. Now this one has a little bit of a stickiness to it out of the box, which I kind of like. This one is a little bit more proportionate, if you will, from as far as blade to the handle goes. Definitely the nicer one of the three. But like you can see, I don't know if you can pick that up in my light, but right in here you can see the carbon coating on it is kind of cloudy. Now this knife is brand new, never been used, and it comes out of the box like that. But like I said, it's not an issue. If you use them, any high carbon blades, all steel blades, machetes, whatever, keep them oiled. Always keep them oiled. As a matter of fact, I keep my sheaths. I put oil in my sheaths, especially if I'm outdoors with them. Just that way, you've kind of got a constant oil supply. And all sheaths do have a hole cut in the bottom, so they don't obviously trap water and rust your knife out. So, it is a good way to keep them lubricated. If you forget oil or something, just throw the oil, and that works for any knife. Throw oil in your sheath. Now, all three of these, I would highly recommend. If you're looking for a good outdoor knife. These are great survival knives. They're great hunting, camping knives. They're extremely high quality, and they are really, really cheap. Now, to the survivalist, one advantage you do get with the Mora bushcraft is you get a nice 90-degree corner on this that you can use if you want, and it'll work for striking a steel. That won't work with these cheaper ones because it's just too smooth. So that's one of the advantages of the bushcraft. It is made for more of a survival style knife. Anyways, if you got any questions, feel free to ask. Hopefully that answers some of your questions about quality of these knives. I mean, they've become quite popular, obviously, since Dual Survival by Cody Lundeen, and they've since started releasing Moras again. So there you go. There's a kind of a overall view of all of them, trying to give you a little bit of a comparison here on the blade size. It's not a lot of big differences, but you can tell they're all quite similar. But there you go. There's the complete Mora lineup. There's some variations of these, like I said, but this is pretty much the gist of what they sell. So